Alright, so I've had the Starlight Pro TenZ Medium for about a month now, and I just wanted to give my overall thoughts on the mouse and my experiences while using it, and just whether or not I would recommend you paying the hefty $200 price tag on this mouse. I can easily say that this is the best mouse that finalmouse has ever released. I've had zero issues with my copy personally, and just going over the aesthetics, I think this is the cleanest looking mouse that they have ever released. I was a little iffy about the colorway when I first saw the promotional images, but having it in person, it just looks really good and the light reflects on it beautifully. With that being said, let's get into the review. So going over the build quality, like I said before, I've got zero issues on my copy. The scroll wheel is centered, there's no creaking, there's a little bit of slight rattling on the DPI button, but that's not really an issue to me and I don't really care for it personally. But it's extremely well built. The magnesium alloy feels really good, and I hope this is the material that they ended up using going forward. The mouse is 47 grams on the medium version and it feels really good. There isn't really an adjustment period going from a super light or even just the ultralight 2. It feels extremely seamless, and overall it's just a really solid build mouse. The clicks on the Starlight Pro feel really good as well. I think finalmouse just got the tensioning perfectly. In my opinion, it doesn't take too much force to actually activate your switches like other mice do. Other mice are pretty stiff, and these feel really good in my personal opinion. They also don't feel too light, so in a game like Valorant where I'm going for like a one tap or something, I'm not accidentally shooting more than I want to. I can easily go for those one taps, and I think these switches are really snappy and responsive, which I really enjoy. Going over these side buttons, they're pretty much the same as any other finalmouse. They don't feel as premium as other mice like the G Pro Superlight do, but personally I really like the size and the shape of these side buttons. I don't think they're too big or too small. They just don't get in the way when I'm gaming personally. There is little pre-travel, but there is quite a bit of post-travel. I think it's a little different between the back side button and the front one. The front one seems a little easier to actually press, and just seems like there's minimal pre and post travel on the front switch than it does in comparison to the back side. The scroll wheel is probably the weakest aspect of the mouse itself. Finalmouse has struggled with building a premium feeling scroll wheel, or just one that doesn't feel like it's gonna break eventually. I personally have never had one break on me, but it's just not a good feeling while using the scroll wheel. It's definitely an improvement from the Ultralight 2 in my opinion. The individual steps feel pretty good, and I do like that they used a rubber band on this and it's just completely smooth. There is no texture. I think it gives it a better look, but I would like to see finalmouse start improving on their scroll wheels and the structure of it. The shape itself is pretty flat. If you ever use the finalmouse, you will notice right away that there is very little hump to the mouse itself. I think I would compare this to the Viper Ultimate. The Viper also features a pretty flat shape, but when you compare it to the Starlight Pro Medium, it's just a shorter mouse. So it's like a shorter and just flat Viper Ultimate pretty much. But I really like it. I use claw grip personally, and it fits me really well. The medium fits into my hands perfectly, but I think I would probably recommend the small version over the medium, just because with the added infinity grips, it just gives you more options to the shape. And you know, you can just add it to whatever liking you want. I don't see myself using anything larger than the 1.2mm infinity skins on mine, so I would probably just recommend the small over the medium. Inside the box, you do get 3 pairs of the infinity skins. It comes with the 1.2mm, the 2.0mm, and the 2.5mm. The infinity skins are actually really good in my opinion. They fit seamlessly onto the mouse. There is no rough edges like the Ultralight 2 ones had. The grips itself feel really grippy. There's no sign of tear on these, and I actually really like these infinity skins. I think these are one of the better inventions that finalmouse has come up with, and I've enjoyed my time using these infinity skins. It doesn't get in the way when you're using this mouse. I know when the Ultralight 2, when I was using that, over time the edges got pretty rough and it just didn't feel natural, and just wasn't a good feeling. But with these, I think these finalmouse hit it out of the park with these. These were really good, and I can't stop praising these enough. Now, with all the praise that I'm giving the Starlight Pro TenZ comes the question of whether or not I would recommend paying the $200 price tag on this mouse. I do think if you come from the Ultralight 2 or the Air 58 and you're used to the finalmouse shape, then the Starlight Pro TenZ is probably going to be a worthy upgrade, and you're most likely going to be satisfied with paying the $200 price tag for this mouse because it's a shape that you're already used to and you enjoy finalmouse and what they've done in the past. But if you're someone that's new and just curious, I would probably just stick with something much cheaper. I think there's too many cheap and solid mice out there to be spending $200 on this one. The G Pro goes on sale for like $109 pretty often, and that's a really great mouse as well. But I just can't justify paying this much. But as someone who enjoyed the Ultralight 2, and that's actually was my main for quite some time, I put in like years of use with that mouse. I think the Starlight Pro TenZ was just what I was looking for, and it's overall a great mouse. I think I really need to nitpick just to choose something that's wrong with it, but finalmouse did an amazing job with this, and I would like to see them moving forward using magnesium alloy, but I would like to see a solid shell. I'm kind of over the holes, even though they don't really affect me. I think every other company is doing solid shells, and I would like to see finalmouse head in that direction as well. But that's it for my review. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one.